Hi guys, Bart Robley. Here we are, day 15. I can't believe we made it to day 15. This is fantastic. Here we are in my studio, the Bart Cave. What I want to talk to you guys about today is something that anybody who is a musician, I don't care what instrument you play, I don't care if you're a singer, if you're a drummer, if you're a guitar player, if you're a bass player. There's one common thing that we all have got to have, and that is good practical practice habits. And it's always moving forward, trying to be a better musician, okay? I think that is so important. Originally when I did this video, I already shot this video and it didn't work out because I was going around the studio and doing all this stuff and practicing all kinds of things, and I was going to edit it together, and it didn't come out. So I just want to give you my viewpoint on it, and in future videos, when I'm outside of this series, I will give you some ideas on stuff to practice. But what I want to talk about today is a way to practice and some pitfalls to avoid that I've seen other people fall into, okay? So first of all, I'm a drummer, but this goes for every instrument out there. I think one of the most important things you can do in your daily practice habits, or before a gig, or before a rehearsal, a recital, an audition, anything, is to get warmed up. Don't just go in cold and start playing. My practice day starts at my practice pad, and I sit down and I have a number of different things I may be working on. I may be working on a snare drum solo. I may be working on a snare drum etude. Right now I happen to be going through, for the zillionth time, playing through George Lawrence Stone's Stick Controls, written in 1935, and it is still today the best-selling drum book of all times. Okay, sometimes I'll go through it with my hands, sometimes I'll go through it, work with my feet, whatever. But I get warmed up that way. Work on the pad, get the blood going. Then I go over to my drum set and I'll do the same thing. I'll have a certain book or a certain instructional thing that I'm working on, maybe an independence exercise. Right now, I happen to be playing through John Riley's The Art of Bach Drumming. It's a jazz book. When I'm done with that, who knows? Maybe I might go on to a different subject matter, and I might work on some double bass and work on a double bass book, Joe Franco's double bass drumming. I don't know. But right now, I'm working on The Art of Bach Drumming. Then from there, I go into what I have to do, what I call my busy work. Okay, what my busy work is right now is two things. I always have songs that I need to know for the band, either for a performance or a recording session. I always have to have a song that I have to be able to play. And right now I'm getting ready to do a drum clinic, and so I'm practicing my clinic. I'm practicing the songs for the clinic. I'm going over in my head what it is that I'm going to say. And I kind of practice those things up. And then I'll just sit and play for a while. I'll just sit and play something that I want to play. Maybe it's a solo idea. Maybe it's a new groove I've been working on I don't quite have worked up yet. Maybe it's an idea for a song that I'm working on. You know, whatever. It's just, you know, I work on something that I want to do. And these are good practical practice habits to kind of build yourself up and move yourself forward. I tell all of my students from the very first lesson that they take with me, look, the stuff that is going to make you a good musician is sometimes boring and monotonous to practice, right? I think a lot of drum teachers or music teachers don't, you know, explain that to their students. I mean, okay, you're playing piano, you're working on the key of C. Who wants to do that? It's boring, but you have to do that if you want to be a good piano player. When you're a drummer and you're first starting out, sitting at a practice pad and going right, left, right, left, left. It's not the most exciting thing in the world to practice a paradiddle, but after a while, all of a sudden it starts working its way into your playing, and it starts making you a better player. The one thing that I always have said through, it's a common thread running through this video series, is that you know, when you see somebody that is playing their instrument and they're good, you're witnessing the end result of a lot of hard work. The other thing that I want to say, where the practice thing carries into a performance, whether that performance again is a performance, a rehearsal, a recital, an audition, whatever, wherever you're going to be performing, I think it's important to warm up and stay warm, okay? I have a practice pad that I carry around, a little small one that I carry around with me on the road, and it either goes to my hotel room with me or it sits backstage with a pair of sticks. And if we're doing, if we're doing one show and we're doing like a 90-minute concert, I sit back there and warm up on it. If we're doing a couple of sets, in between sets, I sit back there and I stay stretched out and stay warmed up on it. There used to be a girl that was in the band with us. She was an amazing singer, and all the time backstage, in between sets, she would be, or before a show or whatever, she would be warming up. She'd be doing all these vocal exercises, and no, I'm not going to show you what she did. I'm not going to imitate her, but she would do these vocal exercises and she would get warmed up and she would stay warmed up. One night, I'll never forget it, we were in Yuma, Arizona, and she's back there doing all this stuff, and we had already done one set, and we're going to go up for another one in a few minutes, and I said, why are you doing that? We've already played. And she goes, yeah, but look, we're outside, it's nighttime, it's a little chilly, it's kind of windy, and we're in Yuma, Arizona, it's dusty. I'm staying warmed up because I'm going to go back out there and sing again. I want to hit my note. I don't want my voice to crack. I don't want my voice to pop on me. I want to be able to hit those notes. And I was like, wow, yeah, okay, I get that. So ever since then, I've always kind of stayed warmed up and stretched out, but now I make it a real habit of sitting backstage in between sets at a show and staying warmed up. Last but not least, I think, again, I said good practical practice habits. In what is this, the January? Yeah, the January issue of Modern Drummer magazine, right there, the man himself, the professor, Neil Peart. Great, great, great practice article in here, and it's called How to Practice, okay? Now, I've been photocopying this and giving it to my students. I probably should not admit that, but I have been. On page 77, there's like it's just a little thing to fill out on practicing, and at the top it's things to learn. Okay, I want to learn Latin. Okay, so write that down. Things to improve on. Okay, I can play Latin, but I'm not very good at it. Okay, I better write down Latin again. Groups or artists I would like to play with. Okay, you're a local musician, and you know a band down the street, and they are void of a player. You want to play with them? Write it down and then seek them out. Dream a little bit. Man, I would love to play for the Foo Fighters. Who wouldn't, I don't think Taylor Hawkins is going anywhere anytime soon, but write it down, the Foo Fighters. This one's a big one. This one's a huge one. Long-term and short-term goals. I think it's really important to have long and short-term goals. And then how much time you practiced in your duration. A few years ago, I was in a band, and it was a very specialized band. It was put together by one of the big probably one of the biggest movie companies in Los Angeles. I'll go ahead and say it was through Paramount Pictures. And we played with actors. I'll leave it at that. And one of the guys in the band was known for not having very good practice habits. And I remember one time we got to a rehearsal and he was looking everywhere for his instrument. He couldn't find it, okay? Then when he finally found it and he opened up the case, he goes, oh, there's my watch. I've been looking everywhere for my watch. I can't believe it. I thought I had lost it. And I go, well, when did you put it in there? He goes, well, last time we did a gig. That was a year and a half ago. Again, this is a really specialized thing. We didn't do a lot of gigs. We only came together for certain events. And I was like, you haven't picked up your instrument in that long, and you didn't even know where your instrument was? You can't do that, is my point. I'm not throwing anybody under the bus. I'm just saying, look, if you're really serious about this, you really want to be a player, you really want to get out there and do it, you can do it. But the first thing you have to do is develop good, solid practice habits. I know it's a drummer's job to keep the time and keep the band together, but it's everybody's responsibility to have good meter. So when you are practicing, practice with the metronome. Having good solid time and good meter is a must. Okay, this video has been a little bit long. I've been talking a lot and giving a lot of suggestions. I hope that helps, and I hope you guys like the video. If you got any questions, send me an email, send me a text, put up a smoke signal, whatever. I'll answer it. Thank you for the people who have been commenting, coming up to me at gigs and liking the video series or sending me messages. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching, and hey, share the videos with your friends. I hope they help. I'll see you tomorrow in day 16. Have a good one.